From the books, we are told that there are over 2,500 species of palm trees, and it can be found throughout the world from the desert to the rainforest.
Basically, there are two types of palm wine. There's one we call raffia wine, which is commonly known as Ngwo in Igbo land. That one grows around the around areas. But there's one that is called palm wine, that is called referred as up wine. That one is normally tapped from the sap of the palm tree. Palm wine is a very nice product. Nutritionally, it's superior to ordinary bottled wines. Because of the presence of microorganisms living there, there's what is called microbial synthesis. A lot of nutrients, vis-a-vis, proteins, vitamins, minerals are being synthesized from there. That is why you see somebody will not tell you, I don't want to take beer, but I prefer palm wine. Nutrition is very, very superior. And another thing is that the energy yield, that is the amount of energy, the energy value of palm wine is far beyond the energy value of beer.
The Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research in Benin, NIFO, has a national mandate for developing the oil palm tree. You must have heard about the story of how people from Malaysia came. It's a long story that people have been saying. But if you go to NIFO, Nigerian Institute for Oil Palm Research, that's where they are developing palms. We now have different very high yielding varieties, low, short, high-yielding varieties. There are mainly of three types that are producing. There's the one they call Dura, which resembles the old ones that we produce here, which produces more kernels. There's also the Piscifera palm, which in Igbo land they call Osoko, which produces a lot of palm oil. And then we have the Tenera seedlings, which produces a balance between the oil and the kernels. So NIFO has the mandate, and they've really been producing very good varieties, especially the Tenera seedlings, which they have been releasing to the Nigerian public for a long time now. And it is the recommended variety for people to plant because it has a balance of the kernels and the oil. So when I say oil, I mean palm oil, which is different from the oil you get from the kernels, which is vegetable oil. So NIFO has that mandate, and they've been producing the Tenera seedlings and releasing it to the Nigerian market. So most people are now replacing. There was, if you go to the Ministry of Agriculture, for example, they have the developed the new oil palm seedlings, which you can buy, and then there was this program of replacement of oil palm seedlings. So you cut off the old one and you replace it with the new one. These newer varieties are short. You can even stand up and sap and either cut the fruits or collect the sap from it, as opposed to those old, wild, long, very long trees, which it's really very difficult for you to tap from.
Lots of staple comes from the palm tree: coconuts, dates, betel nuts, palm oil, even beverages like the palm wine. Palm wine tapping, the art of slashing palm tree flowers and attaching a gourd to collect the wine, is a predominant occupation of small householders and farmers of Udi local government area of Enugu state. The socio-cultural and traditional values of palm wine, an alcoholic beverage from the sap of different trees in the Igbo setting, is responsible for the employment of the male population in several villages, raking in an average income of 30 to 40,000 naira per month.
I joined this palm wine when my father was sick, and that was when my father's occupation. I learned it from him. So when I see that he cannot meet up with this Palmwine, and he was very sick, he didn't have enough money to control us, to take care of us. So I just decided to join to help him, make sure that I trained my other younger ones during that time until my father gave up. So I have to do it about, let's say, 5 years more before I see that it's not what I can continue with as a young guy. So I need to change other jobs like a young guy.
I can see people, very huge demand of Nigerian palm wine in the United States and all over Europe, and we start doing it just like Italians do for red wine. So it's I see a future, but we need to galvanize this future, bring the potentials, come out with specific policies, to help us to move this market forward. Because it's going to be a holistic thing. It's what do you call it? We need to use a value chain approach. Some people are should be in production. Some people should, of the trees. Some people should be in tapping, and then some other people can be in the processing aspect, and then export. So it has a lot of potential. The value chain is not just 1 or 2 or 3 things, but a multiple value chain which we can exploit, and then we make it internationalize the market, and then that's our product, and that's what we need.
Andrew, a diligent and conscientious businessman in the art of palm wine tapping, has cultivated the discipline of getting up early for the business of tapping wine. Palm wine is better served fresh, freshly tapped, and freshly sold. All very early is an added advantage.
In food, you don't destroy all the organisms. So in palm wine, the target organism is that bacteria known as what? Macroderma aceti. Because if you allow that bacteria to stay, once it is being fermenting continuously, you're no longer, after 5 or 4 hours, you're no longer taking palm wine. What you're taking is acetic acid or vinegar. That type of wine that was given to Jesus Christ. It was why you know is that there will be, because it's called in chemistry, we call it coalescence. There will be a separation. You see, the water will not flow on top. The other one will settle at the down. That's why in olden days we tell you this is not meant for young people like us. You have to shake it to make it. But that people cannot help because of that there is formation of us vinegar already. So that one becomes more acidic. It's not advisable for you to take that one. That one can lead to what? Some health challenges, like arthritis and the rest of them. That's why you see some people, after taking something, you see them, without taking much food, you see their hands shaking. So that is why. That's what the high effect has. Once your life I want to sour, please throw it away. You don't continue taking it. But in olden days, those people who are maybe pagans, they prefer to keep their palm wine for 5 days. Do you know why they do that? Because they eat natural food and they eat a lot of meat. Because of the level of protein there, it cannot cause problem to them. But this time around, everybody is suffering from what? We are not just feeding on what is called maintenance ration. We try to eat in order to keep body and soul.